1976 was a historic year. It was when Jimmy Carter defeated incumbent President Gerald Ford. It was also when Apple Computer and Microsoft incorporated. It was the year that polyester, bell-bottoms, leisure suits, flower-patterned dresses, and sideburns reigned supreme. On TV, shows like The $6 Million Man, The Sonny and Cher Show, and Rhoda were making waves. But there was one particularly special show that premiered in 1976 that deserves its own video. Battle of the Network Stars, which aired on ABC, was a series of competitions that made its debut November 13, 1976. The show offered an athletic competition between various well-known stars of primetime television shows from all three major networks at the time: ABC, CBS, and NBC. At first, the idea of actors turning into athletes and competing against each other was seen as being so absurd it could only be introduced with a tongue-in-cheek intro that didn't take itself seriously. But it didn't take long for the participants to start taking the competition seriously. The viewers also took to the concept fairly quickly, leading it to become one of the biggest surprise hits of the year. The first installment in 1976 was fairly revolutionary. A total of 19 competitions were held between 76 and 1988, and there have been attempts to revive it since then. Join Factsverse as we review the various teams and stars that took part in the trailblazing inter-network event almost 50 years ago. A star-studded affair. On ABC's team, you had Welcome Back Kotter's Gabe Kaplan, who served as captain, and his co-star Robert Hagees. Representing the streets of San Francisco, you had the lovely Darlene Carr and her co-star Richard Hatch. Wonder Woman's Linda Carter, Charlie's Angels' Farrah Fawcett, and Happy Days' Ron Howard also joined in for the fun, as did Hal Linden of Barney Miller, Penny Marshall of Laverne, and Shirley and John Shuck of Holmes and Yo-Yo. Team CBS was comprised of Kojak's Telly Savalas, who served as team captain alongside his co-star Kevin Dobson. From Maude, Adrienne Barbeau and Bill Macy joined in on the action, and MASH stars Gary Berghoff and Loretta Swit also showed up in stride. One Day at a Time had a duo of celeb participants that competed, Pat Harrington Jr. and Mackenzie Phillips. To round out the team, you had Lee Merriweather from Barnaby Jones and Jimmy Walker of Good Times. On the NBC team, which was captained by Baa Black Sheep's Robert Conrad, you had two folks from Little House on the Prairie, Karen Grassi and Melissa Sue Anderson. Tim Matheson from The Quest and Gemini Man's Ben Murphy stepped up to the plate as well. Barbara Parkins, making a brief appearance during her hiatus, represented Captains and the Kings, as did her co-star Joanna Pettit. Emergency fans were excited to see Bobby Troop and Kevin Tighe, while Sanford & Son viewers were tickled to see Damon Wilson. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. The events. All but one of the Battle of the Network Stars competitions from 1976 onward were held at the sports facilities of Pepperdine University in Malibu. A few of the events were modeled after the ones featured on The Superstars, a previous Trans World ABC-produced show that featured athletes from different sports competing against each other for glory. The events on Battle of the Network Stars included kayaking, golf, swimming, volleyball, bowling, tennis, 3-on-3 football, cycling, running, the baseball dunk, and the obstacle course. Another regularly featured event was a classic game of Simon Says. During the events, each network team would receive points based on how well the team members performed. After the regular events were finished, the team that scored the lowest was eliminated from further competition, and the remaining two networks would determine the day's winner with a game of tug-of-war. Team NBC won the swimming relay, while ABC took the win for the running relay. NBC initially won the event, but Team CBS protested, seeing how NBC's final handoff happened outside the zone. The judges penalized NBC 2 seconds, which resulted in ABC winning by just a hair. For the tennis event, CBS, with Harrington and Swit participating, beat out Murphy and Grassi. CBS won the golf events as well. The network's final win of the competition was the baseball dunk. ABC threw at CBS, NBC at ABC, and CBS at NBC. Only a small clip of the bike relay event was aired. No participants were shown in that clip except for Murphy of Team NBC. NBC ended up winning the event, with ABC and CBS coming respectively in second and third. Marshall, Hatch, and Hagees of Team ABC won the obstacle course, and the volleyball event was a tie between all three teams. For the tug-of-war, ABC beat out CBS to clinch victory. The 2017 Reboot. In 2017, a Battle of the Network Stars reboot premiered. The new incarnation of the beloved competition made quite a few changes to the original while retaining essentially the same premise. It launched on June 29th on ABC. While the original competition was hosted by Howard Cosell, who was well known for his tongue-in-cheek, semi-serious presenting style, the new one was hosted by Mike Greenberg. Previously, Greenberg has worked as a professional sports presenter and commentator. While he could be serious at times, he also brought an element of humor to the show. The format is the main thing that changed. Originally, the teams were composed of 8 or 9 actors and actresses from a network, one of them being called Team Captain. In the 2017, the structure of the teams changed in 3 ways. First, the teams were made of 6 players. Second, the teams weren't strictly divided by network. Instead, the participants were grouped according to character types. For example, you had TV moms and dads versus TV kids, and cops versus sci-fi fantasy stars. Lastly, the team captain was the only permanent team member. The other 5 members fluctuated from one week to another. The reboot was met with mixed reviews. Younger viewers who had never seen the original probably found the program to be entertaining, while those who had fond memories of the original were less impressed. Older viewers complained the games were lacking in the fun department. They also tended to agree that the original series had a superior overall atmosphere as there was a live crowd of fans. Without the crowd, something felt lacking. Other spin-offs. Battle of the Network Reality Stars premiered on Bravo on August 17, 2005. The competition borrowed most of the major elements of the original 70s and 80s competition. Some of the best-known contestants to participate in the competition included Adam Mesh of Average Joe, Survivor winner Richard Hatch, Nikki McKibben and Ryan Starr from American Idol, and Evan Marriott of Joe Millionaire fame. Also in 2005, ESPN premiered a relatively short-lived sports-themed Battle of the Network Stars spin-off called Battle of the Gridiron Stars. In that show, 20 AFC and 20 NFC players competed in a variety of games and tasks that had nothing to do with football. While there currently are no talks of bringing back Battle of the Network Stars, it's probably a safe bet we haven't seen the last of the iconic competition. Now it's time to hear from you. Were you a fan of Battle of the Network Stars? Which year's competition do you think was the best? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Facts First as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Facts First, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Facts First or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99.